Welcome back, Caddy Corner, episode 74. I'm Austin.
And I'm Caleb.
And we're back. Outside set.
Outside.
Dude, we haven't done this in a minute. It's been horrible outside.
It has been
for a long time.
So bad.
Yeah. But it's like 9:30 in the morning, so it's not that bad. We kind of gotten to the point where in the year where it's not that bad in the mornings, you know?
Right.
There definitely was a time where it was like 100 degrees in the morning.
Yeah.
It no longer is. And so that's why we're doing a podcast outside. Yeah. So today, we were doing a podcast all about how not to buy bad products, crappy products, low-quality things. It's something that I hate with a passion.
Yeah.
It upsets me very much. You can just tell a dumb, low-quality thing immediately. And I'm a big proponent of just buying good stuff. So we're going to talk about that in this episode. If that interests you, stick around. If not, just leave it playing in the background, and you can go do whatever else you wanted to do instead of watch the podcast. Just don't click off now. Rate and review the show if you're new. Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Comment, do all that fun stuff. We also do Caddy Corner After Hours, audio only, every Wednesday. Whatever we want to talk about for as long as we want to talk about it. All right, Caleb, take it away.
Boom. So the very first thing that I think you should do whenever you're buying a product is research. And I'm sure you're saying, Caleb, obviously, I know that. I know you know that. And so that is the reason why I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into that with my first point. And so the first thing that I want to take a look at whenever I talk about doing research is look at online reviews. They're super helpful.
Yeah.
You know, and anytime that you're buying a product, if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see the reviews for the product. And so read them, you know, that's what they're there for. They're there for people who've bought the product and they said, okay, this is good, or okay, this isn't that good. You have to be careful whenever you're buying a product. If you scroll down and it says like 3 reviews, then it's like,
it's sketchy, just a gamble.
Maybe you should look at something different. Or if there's no reviews at all, like maybe you should look at a different product just to see. But that's what the reviews are there for. The second thing for research for looking for products is YouTube product reviews.
So helpful.
I watch them all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
Even if it's something that I'm not even interested in buying. If I'm just scrolling through YouTube and I see somebody doing a product review for something that I could just like maybe be a little bit interested in, then I'll watch it. But if there's something that I'm actually shopping for, I'll go online and I'll look for something, and then I'll say, okay, this looks like what I'm looking for, and then I'll go look up the product on YouTube, and there will be 15 products that or 15 videos that are reviews for that product. The one thing that I do suggest, though, if you're doing product or YouTube product reviews, is at the first like 15 seconds of the video, it'll say either thank you to this company for sponsoring this video, or it'll say this video is not sponsored by this company. And I always prefer the ones that are not sponsored by the company, because then you know you're getting an actual review and not somebody's just getting paid to review this product, and so everything they say is going to be positive.
Super good.
You know, and so that's definitely something that I recommend. And yeah, but online reviews and watching YouTube video product reviews are like the most important thing, and I think that they're probably the best way in today's world for doing product research.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's literally the best way. And YouTube is super interesting, too, because it is, like, just the best way to learn about new products and stuff. Like, on top of product reviews, which are a format that I watch a ton of on YouTube just because I'm curious, I also really like, here's 15 of the same type of thing that I use. You know what I mean? Like, here's 15 tripods that don't suck.
Yeah.
Like, that is super helpful information for me, because then I can spend 8 minutes finding 15 things that don't suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But another thing just to consider with that is if you're going to do YouTube reviews as well, sometimes it helps, and it depends on the product and it depends on the like category, but finding like a content creator who you trust their opinion on is important as well. That's something that you see in like the technology review kind of YouTube community, which is pretty huge. Like you'll find somebody that you maybe he buys the same products as you, or maybe he uses the same like systems as you, and so then his review is more helpful to you because he has the same like use cases. So anyway, it's worthwhile thinking about that. Another thing that I think is super important whenever it comes to not buying crappy products and doing your research is a huge one. But also one of the things that I think about is cost per use. So, and that's the way that like you can rationalize paying extra for things that are higher quality products, is looking at it in terms of cost per use. And a super direct example for myself is like investing in a camera. I use a camera most days, and so whenever you do that and you use your products a lot, the cost per use goes down. So same thing with like your computer, or like with like my mouse is a good example. My mouse costs $100, but I use my mouse every day, and so the cost per use there is insane. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a super good way to rationalize and kind of make yourself understand why you would spend what you think is a lot of money on a product. But whenever you realize that, oh, I use my computer mouse all the time, or oh, I sit in my office chair 5 days a week, 40 hours. You know what I mean? Like maybe it would be worth investing in something that's gonna like not give me scoliosis. You know? So it's worth doing, and it's worth just forking the extra money because the cost per use, if you use it a lot, will go down. But if it's something that you only use once, then it's not worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on the flip side, it's the same way. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good way to look at it, and I think that most people don't probably look at it that way whenever they're shopping for a product and say money's a little tight right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then they're on Amazon looking for the cheapest version of the product. You know, like,
but you're gonna buy it 4 times.
Well, yeah, the cheapest product on Amazon is the cheapest product on Amazon for a reason.
Exactly.
You know, like there's a reason why people pay the extra money for like the higher quality product. It's just there's a reason why. So kind of my second point kind of piggybacks off one of my last points, and that's whenever you're looking at online reviews, don't only look at the 5-star reviews.
Good call.
You know,
because that's the first thing that you'll get.
Yeah. And so like one thing that I did very badly online shopping wise was anytime that there was a product that I wanted, or just something that I wanted, if I knew deep down that I really wanted this thing, then I would read the reviews, but I would only read the good ones, you know?
Yeah.
And I would find the YouTube video, but I would only find the YouTube video that was
skip around the bad parts.
Yeah, that was trying to sell me the product that I wanted, you know? But the same thing goes for the opposite thing. If there's something that I'm kind of like skeptical of, then I'm more likely to read the bad reviews and to watch all the way through the YouTube video, you know, just to like kind of turn me against the product that I'm like already skeptical of.
Convince you not to buy it.
Yeah, or like one thing that I know that I do is whenever I'm looking for something and then somebody will be like, do you really need this thing? I'll be like, yeah, I really need this thing. Even whenever I don't really need the thing, you know, just because I want it that badly. But that's something that you definitely have to be cautious of, because it's really easy for you whenever you want something new to just look at all the 5-star reviews to justify you spending the money on the product. And that's something that you don't need to do, because like this video is called like how to not buy crappy things, but if you are buying a not crappy thing that you're not going to use, then I would still consider that like a crappy purchase.
Yeah, totally.
You know, and so that's just like another thing. You have to really want the product and like have a need for the product before you can justify spending the money on it for it to be considered like a good purchase.
Right. Yeah, and that's another point that I have is like everything that you buy is a tool. Everything.
Yeah.
Like the clothes that you wear, the gear that you have, the education that you pay for, everything is a tool towards something else. And if you don't have a need for that tool, then it's stupid to buy it. You know what I mean? Like you don't go to your Lowe's and Home Depots and just buy stuff from the hardware aisles when you don't need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, people do, but that's not the play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to treat every aspect of your purchasing kind of habits in that way. And it depends on what you're interested in, and it also depends on what, like, where you live and things like that. Like, for my grandparents, it would be really stupid of them to buy, like, an awesome camera. Like, that would be a stupid tool for them to buy.
Yeah.
But it would be a good tool for me to buy. You know what I mean?
Right.
If I lived here, it would be stupid of me to get like a Canada Goose down jacket. But if I lived in like Wyoming, then that would be fair play. You know what I mean? So everything is a tool, and it's super important to think about it that way. Because whenever you do, it also kind of gives you the mentality of, I'm gonna buy this rain jacket because this is my tool to keep me dry for whenever it rains. So I'm not gonna buy the bad one, because if it fails and now I'm all wet, then I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah.
And that's not great.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, that's so true. Because I feel like people just don't think about that. And like myself included, you know, whenever I'm shopping for something, especially whenever it's like a rain jacket. It's like, okay, I'm at Walmart and I'm walking through the aisles and I see a rain jacket for $6.99.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could use a rain jacket. You know, I'm gonna pick it up. And then you wear your rain jacket in the rain, and then it doesn't block out the rain.
Well, or your zipper busts off.
Yeah, now your shirt's all wet,
Right.
and now you bought a $6.99 rain jacket for no reason because you're all wet.
Exactly.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's just silly, you know, and you got to think about that. So the next thing that I think will help you guys not buy crappy things is to avoid websites like Wish.com, Temu,
Shein.
and Shein.
Yeah.
These websites are known for selling cheap products. There's a reason why they're cheap. You know, they're not made out of good material. They're coming from like a place that's making hundreds of thousands of these same products a day, you know.
Like unethically,
so,
if that's something that you care about.
Yeah, and so like you gotta think about it, because it's like, yeah, it's nice that you can get a t-shirt from Shein.com for $5, but it's like, is that shirt nicer than the shirt that you can get from like another store around here?
Target. You can go to Target and get like a $12 t-shirt.
Yeah, like a $12 tee that is gonna like last you until
a season at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And so like you just gotta think about those things, because these products coming from these companies, most of the time, like every once in a while you'll find a good product on one of these websites. I'm sure it happens, you know, but I would say 85% of the time your product comes in the mail and you're disappointed because it's not the quality that you wanted. But then you have to like ask yourself, what did you expect?
Right.
It's like you're ordering something from Shein, or like you're ordering something from Wish or Temu or whatever. Like you paid $2.99 and you wanted some AirPods.
Right.
You know, it's like whenever those things come in the mail,
they got the LED lights blinking on.
It's like that's not going to be what you wanted.
Right.
You know, so like that's just what you have to think about.
Yeah.
Because I see it all the time, people buying products from like these companies. And I mean, I used to watch it on YouTube, like the people who would buy stuff off Wish.com and then unbox it. And then like everything that they would get would be like
on backwards.
Yeah, it'd be like completely different than
Yeah.
what they actually ordered, or like what the little picture said that they were going to get. And it's just like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's not worth the
hassle.
Yeah, it's not worth the $2.99 AirPods that you're paying like $50 for shipping and handling because it's coming from China.
Yeah.
You know, and then they come in the mail and then they're too big to even fit in your ear. You know,
they're like over ear AirPods. Yeah, that's insane. But that's so true. It's so crazy how people will buy like from websites like that. And I get it with Shein because clothes are expensive.
Right.
Like clothes, it annoys me that clothes cost as much as they do. But I just don't want. I want to be able to like wash them and it be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I have some like pants from Shein that I got, and I never even worn them because it's like I'm afraid that if I wear them like and I drop something on the floor, then they're gonna rip my pants, bro.
But they just like exactly. But that's so crazy. But then there's people that literally like most of their wardrobe is like from Shein.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But it's a different kind of mentality because like whenever I buy clothes, I'm thinking, all right, I paid however much amount of money. I waited a couple days for it to get shipped in. Like I'm rocking this for a minute.
Yeah,
you know. But the people that are buying a lot of stuff from Shein, they're just like cycling their wardrobe a ton.
Yeah,
that to me is a nightmare. I hate cleaning my closet out.
Right.
So I guess take that for what it is. Something that I try and do a lot, and when it comes to not buying crappy products, is being brand loyal. I think it's so important. I would say that I'm like fairly brand loyal. There's multiple brands that I just buy certain things from them, and that's what I get. And I don't really vary too far off of the path when it comes to that. I know the quality that I'm getting, and that makes me happy, and it just makes me know that like everything's gonna work the way that it's supposed to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But basically, what that means, brand loyalty, if you don't know, is you buy products from some company. Let's say it's like Apple, and then you just always buy Apple products after that, and because you know what you're going to get every September. You know what you're going to get every November, and it's consistent, and it's easy, and you know the quality that you're going to get because they're like a respected brand that makes good products.
Yeah.
Don't be brand loyal to a company that makes crappy products like Shein. I guess you can if you want to, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that.
Right.
But being brand loyal is just a super good way for you not to buy crappy products, especially if you are brand loyal to companies that make good things. Then you will buy good things because they make good things. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next kind of point that I have here is just don't buy things that you don't need. So, like, we already kind of talked about this before, but whenever you go to the store or whatever, or whenever you're scrolling on Amazon, and you're just scrolling just because, like, you're bored,
Yeah.
and you're, like, looking for anything,
Sure.
you know, then you're more likely to settle for something that is not good quality because you don't like actually need that product.
You're just buying it for fun.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So like if there's something that you actually need, then and you know that you're going to use it, then you're going to be way more likely to like do the research and make sure that this is something that's going to like increase your productivity, or it's going to actually like help you out and fix the problem that you need to be fixed by buying this product. You know, like you're going to make sure that it's what you need it to be, because if it's not, then you're going to find something different.
100%.
But that's only if it's something that you really need. You know, if it's just something that you want, and then you're just buying it for fun, then you're way less likely to actually do the research and to put the time and like effort into like actually shopping for a product, because it's just like, well, I just want this, and if it comes in the mail and then it's bad, then it's just like, oh shoot, I'm out $5. You know, like I'm out $10 or $15. But it's like, dude, it's like just buy it right the first time,
Right.
and then maybe you'll actually use it, or like just wait until you actually need it to buy it.
Yeah, measure twice, cut once.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, just don't buy things that you don't need. And it's super tough to do that because
Right.
like I don't know. The way that I always think about it is like if I have to like convince myself that I need it, then I don't buy it.
Yeah.
You know? Like if I have to like really rationalize like I need this, like if I have to like really go out of my way to convince myself that I do, then you definitely don't. You know when you need something.
Yeah.
Always. You have like the intuition as a human, I think, to know that most of the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right. One of the last points that I have, and this is just kind of I have a little section called personal recommendations, and this is just two things that I think is important, and it's just kind of things that I personally do and think about when it comes to not buying crappy products. So the first thing is no cheaping out on like needs, right?
Yeah.
So what I have written down for that is like chargers. That is such a terrible place to cheap out, because what happens when that thing goes out? What happens whenever your charger stops working at like 11 o'clock p.m.?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You're not charging your
You're
phone
not,
that day.
unless you have a backup or something like that.
Right.
But especially when it comes to cables, there are so many cheap and crappy cables. And I mean, like in the world that we occupy, like adapters and just cable and cable accessories. There's so much crap out there, so it's super hard to find good products.
Yeah.
But just don't buy the cheapest like iPhone charger off of Amazon, because it won't work for. It might work for like 3 months.
Yeah.
But 3 months is nothing. And whenever your charger goes out, it's such a big like ordeal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, another thing that I think is worth not cheaping out on is like hygiene products. So like deodorant is one for me. Like cheap deodorants give me like armpit burn, and that sucks. and so I mean it is what it is. But you just like can't cheap out on products like that. Like I don't know, toothpaste or whatever it is that keeps you like a not smelly human. Just keep yourself in line when it comes to that. I recommend not cheaping out on those things. So,
yeah, 100%. My last point is avoid the retail seduction. So the whole point of retail and like going to a store is to sell you these products from the shelf.
Mm.
You know, like they put them in pretty boxes, and like sometimes they have like the screens showing people using the product,
Right.
and like the whole point is they want you to leave their store with like something in hand. You know, no matter the quality of the product. You know, and so you got to make sure that you're thinking about those things whenever you're walking through like Walmart or Target or like Marshalls or wherever. The whole point of this place being open is for you to spend money in there. And so they'll pretty much do whatever it takes to make you spend some dollars like in their store.
Facts.
You know, and so you just got to keep that in mind because they make it real tempting, you know, to buy stuff because, like I said, they put it in the pretty box and they make you want it, you know. But, again, like, if you don't need it, don't buy it. And just, like, keep that in the back of your mind. Be like, this place just wants my money, you know. Like, they don't actually want me to have this product because it's going to help me in my life, you know. Like, they just want my money. So be thinking about that because it's really easy to, like, get into like a shopping addiction, like walking around the halls or like aisles of stores,
Right.
just like picking up everything that you think like looks cool,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because at the end of the day, it's like you don't need any of this stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then you just accumulate junk.
Yeah,
And that to me is like another like nightmare situation is like just having tons of junk.
right.
Yeah. 100%. Bada bing. Do you do most of your shopping like in store or like online? Or do you think it's like close?
I think it's close. I think lately I've been shopping a lot online. I don't really shop for myself much at all.
Sure. I feel
Like
the same way.
I usually don't buy like clothes, you know, and if I do, then it's like I'm shopping at Marshalls, so like that's all in store, just because like I don't know. I feel like Marshalls is a place where you can go get good quality stuff for like reasonable prices.
It just depends.
You know, but like
Yeah.
like at least there you can like touch it
Yeah,
and like
true.
be like this shirt feels nice
Yeah.
or like these jeans feel nice or whatever. So that's where I do most of my clothes shopping just because I hate paying full price for like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But whenever it comes to like I just redid my desk. Whenever it came to that, like everything that I bought came from Amazon.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy shopping off Amazon just because I love the fact that I can like make an order
Get
at
it so
night,
fast.
and then like the next morning whenever I wake up, it's
Yeah.
there sometimes. You know, that's incredible, and you got to be careful with that too
Yeah.
because that'll also like initiate a shopping addiction. But yeah, I feel like it's close
Yeah.
because it's like all my hygiene products, which is stuff that I buy like the most consistently. I think like all that stuff's in store.
Yeah.
Bought. And so
You could get it online though if you wanted to.
right.
But it just depends on like where you are and where you go and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you're-
Sometimes I just like going to stores.
Yeah.
You know, and just like walking around
I do too. I enjoy that too.
because like
Certain stores obviously.
yeah, like I enjoy going to walk around like Best Buy. You know.
Oh, dude, I love going. Chloe will not let me go to Best Buy whenever I'm like with her.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, and then it's like I like going to walk around like guitar shops,
Sure.
Guitar Center, you know,
Yeah.
and like even if I don't buy a thing, you know, I just like going to look.
I enjoy being inside of a Target. A Target is a nice environment.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. It's like it's all clean in there. That's a dub. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like when it comes down to like supermarkets, Target's not bad. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I like going, gone. You've been there.
yeah,
It's a cool place.
yeah. Going, gone is sick.
I don't know if you guys have that in like your lands, wherever you guys are from in the camera. I've never seen it before except for here. It's like
Yeah.
a Dick's outlet.
Yeah, it's like a Dick's warehouse
Yeah,
sale, like all the time.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Like it's interesting to go in there and like walk around and see stuff, you know?
Yeah,
But yeah, I think I do most of my shopping online just because I kind of know what I want.
yeah,
I don't ever really break out of like what I like. I just buy what I like.
yeah.
And so I'm not, very rarely am I like browsing for things, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, and then whenever I am, like I'm currently in the process of like researching and looking through like camera options for buying a new camera. I wouldn't do that at all in the store,
No.
you know, because it's way easier to just Google it or look up YouTube videos or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So it definitely depends on like what you're shopping for, and it also depends on where you live because we don't live near like a camera store,
Yeah.
so I can't go and like touch and feel everything, you know,
Mm-hmm.
at least easily. So it does definitely depend on how does guitar shopping work. Just like a normal store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way that it works for me is like I'll look online, and like see if there's anything that I'm interested in, and then I'll go to the store, and then I'll pick it up and like play it and stuff, and then I buy my guitars from this company called Sweetwater, which is like an all online store.
Got it.
So it's like whenever you buy like a brand new guitar from Sweetwater, it's like actually a brand new guitar, like nobody's touched it, except for like your sales engineer who like sets it up for you before they send it to you. But yeah, like I don't buy from Guitar Center, or I have before, but I don't prefer to buy from Guitar Center because it's like the guitars in there have all been like picked up and played, and so it's like I don't know who did what to this guitar,
Sure.
or like, and I don't know what's broken.
It also kind of isn't yours then.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah, and so yeah, that's the way that it works for me. But sometimes people just go like to Guitar Center and they'll play some guitars and they'll be like this one, and then they'll leave without like doing any kind of research or whatever. But
that's a different breed, I feel like.
Yeah. I have to watch like 15 YouTube videos and like see what kind of tones I can get out of this puppy,
right?
And yeah, because like buying guitars is just like buying anything else, It's like sometimes you need multiple, and so you got to figure out what you can get out of an instrument before you just like spend the money on it.
Yeah. How do you feel about buying used in general?
Oh, I don't mind that at all.
Neither do I. I think that's a super good piece of advice for whenever you're buying like tech, like buying computers, or like I bought my iPad refurbished from applerefurbished.com, so it was like $100 less than. That's like the best way to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then you have like Facebook Marketplace and like OfferUp, and you can get into the same trap, the Amazon trap of just buying crap off of there.
Yeah.
And then you have crap, but like if you're intentional about it, like you can find, like you can save a good chunk of change buying stuff used. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
especially in like our world, like it's super easy to buy like tripods secondhand, or like mics and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Maybe less popular in like other, maybe you don't want to buy like secondhand scalpels or something like that. but I mean, if that's what you're into, then go ahead.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's like the popular choice. But yeah,
secondhand scalpels.
Yeah, I think that's all I've got.
Yeah, that's all I have too.
All right, sweet. Yeah, how not to buy crappy products. I feel like that was really good.
I think so too.
Yeah, man.
I mean, this is like what we know how to how to buy like good stuff.
I think so too. Yeah, especially given the fact that we, all things considered, haven't bought that much stuff in our like lives.
Yeah.
I think really what it comes down to, and we can kind of end it on this, is just like be intentional with what you spend your money on. Understand that like whenever you give them that $50 bill, like it's gone, and now you have a thing. And whether or not that thing that you have is worth $50 or not, it's really up to only you. Like if you get $50 worth of use out of it, then sweet, But if you don't, then you bought a crappy product, and that sucks. So that's really what it comes down to. Just be really intentional with the money that you earn. That's your time for most people. So yeah, So thanks so much for listening to this episode of Caddy Corner, episode 74. Is that right? 74.
74.
Yeah, we do this show every Friday. Knowledge bombs, informational. There's no way that's it. Informative and self-improvement vibes, sort of. Every Friday, audio, video. Like and subscribe and rate and review. We also do Caddy Corner After Hours, audio only. Whatever we want to talk about for as long as we want to talk about it. This week, Caleb talked about building his new desk. I also need to listen to that because it was a solo episode. Because the timeline of this week kind of got thrown around a little bit. But it's no big deal. We made it happen. Also, tune in next week because it's going to be a super special episode.
Super special.
I know that last week's episode was also super special, and not to like diminish that episode, go watch the Madison White podcast.
Yeah.
If you're this late, but there's a serious chance that next week's episode is like a legendary episode for this podcast. So you're not going to want to miss that. Yeah.
Boom.
I'll leave it at that. I'm Austin. He's Caleb. We'll see you all next week. Peace.